Welcome to this evening's important celebration. To the parents, grandparents, family members, and teachers gathered here, thank you for coming to honor our hardworking, high-achieving students. It is a privilege to be their principal. Every student here today has worked exceptionally hard to become the best version of themselves. You should be proud of your accomplishments. Although many of you may be receiving similar awards this evening, learners, you have unique gifts. I encourage you to use your minds for innovation rather than memorization, for creativity rather than predictability, for reflection and personal development rather than indifference. You are not here merely to receive a certificate. I challenge each of you to become a beyonder, a person who sees the universe as a limit, not just the sky as a limit. Tony, why stop at Memorial Student Council President? Be a beyonder. President of the United States has a nice ring to it. Alex, Emily, Trisha, geometry in 8th grade is impressive. Keep pushing yourselves to tackle every math class Mentor has to offer. To my 8th grade volleyball champions, strive for an Olympic gold medal. Be beyonders. For those of you in Model UN, let your experiences propel you to solve global issues, change the world, and be beyonders. Sebastian, Dylan, Joey, let your spelling bee experiences inspire you to become the next Judy Bloom or James Patterson. Be a beyonder. Marcus, Bryn, Ryan, Jackson, Kara, Alexa, and all of our Memorial Theater participants. I hope your performance in Aladdin isn't just the beginning of your journey that ends in an Academy Award. Be a beyonder. To our Science Olympian participants who qualified for the 2024 state tournament, continue to engineer, create, solve. Who knows? You may discover the cure for cancer. Be a beyonder. Taylor, for your compassion and supporting Pin for a Purpose and helping others in need. And to all of our 8th graders who went out in the community to volunteer for Make a Difference Day, be beyonders. Foster a lifetime commitment to strive for civic engagement and community service. Students, your potential is limitless. To fully realize it, however, you need the support and love of your family and parents. Students, I have news for you. Your mom and dad know a lot more than you think they know. I'm not just saying that because I have 2 children of my own. Your family has your best interests at heart in every one of their decisions. Like good coaches, your parents will push you to do things that you don't want to do so you can achieve what you want to achieve. I know listening to them and spending time with them can be challenging, especially in middle school. But as you grow older, you will realize that your greatest gift is your family. And your strongest support will always come from your parents. Remember, you can disagree with your parents, but never disrespect them. Show your appreciation and gratitude by doing your best, working hard, being kind, and keeping your family as one of your top priorities. Thank you, and congratulations to all of our award winners today. At this time, I would like to call Tony McCarty to the podium to say the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, Mrs. Christine Henninger will present the PTA scholarships.
Each year, Memorial PTA gives away 2 scholarships to seniors who attended Memorial Middle School. This year we had 21 applications, the most I think that we've ever had. To say that it was very difficult for us to select just 2 out of 21, it was a very daunting task. So for the first scholarship that we awarded, which is going to be to Delaney Shuck, I just wanted to mention a few things. She wrote something that after I read it, I just could not stop thinking about her application. Oftentimes, we forget about how our parents support us throughout our academic career, but Delaney didn't. This is what she wrote. My moms are my rocks. They've been through every stage of ups and downs within my high school and middle school experience. Words cannot describe how much they mean to me and just how lucky I am to be their daughter. And I'm sure they're just as lucky to be your mom. So congratulations. The next recipient is Addison Lyles. She said, everyone learns differently, whether it is visual, hands-on, or just by doing it. I believe I can reach all students regardless of their abilities, and I want to be the teacher that makes them love school. I love helping young minds learn and grow, and it is rewarding to see the students succeed and how happy they are when they do. You're going to be a wonderful teacher. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Sarah Schreiner. I am the 6th grade school counselor at Memorial. We would like to begin this evening's award program with recognizing a group of students who have made an impact on our school community through their outstanding involvement in school activities during the 2023-2024 school year. Their active participation in the various clubs, athletics, and extracurricular activities that Memorial has to offer help to enrich our school environment by fostering a sense of community and school spirit. The Distinguished Service Award is presented to the students in each grade level who have participated in the greatest number of school activities this year. It is my pleasure to announce the recipients of this year's Distinguished Service Award in grade 6. Mrs. Brown and Mrs. Green will announce the students in grades 7 and 8. We ask that you please hold your applause until the last name in each grade level is announced. Miles Alvord. Jennifer Bissett. Emily Kogan. Samuel Jacobin. Mariana Junquera. Kai Lipinski. Parker Platts. Akshi Rana. Everett Samansky Smith. Maddie Bisnick. Audrey West. Please join me in congratulating the 6th grade recipients of the Distinguished Service Award. One more time, our 6th grade recipients. I would now like to welcome Mrs. Brown to the podium for the 7th grade recipients.
Good evening. To start off the 7th grade class, we have Kaylin Alborn, Paige Babinski, Catherine Bepley, Olivia Butterfield, Olivia Canatano, Zoe Coughlin, Adelaide Kerwin, Callan Doherty, Demi Dudas, Ian Eberly, Shafayan Asan, Dylan Fedor, Haley Godick, Andrew Hackett, Brooklyn Hall, Juliana Horgan, Sydney Kelbach, Eleanor Noblock, Ella Kosher, Kennedy McGarry, Corbin Ott, Brianne Pollock, Victoria Prangetta, Genvi Rana, Maria Schwickerath, Colby Stark, and Benjamin Tackett. Congratulations, 7th grade. And Mrs. Green will come up for our 8th grade class.
All right, distinguished service in grade 8. Marion Collins, Samantha Doherty, Addison Dietrich, Ava DeMay, Ava Godenschwager, Gavin Greggs, Kaylee Hall, Caleb Howry, Inavia Hobley Smith, Noah Hope, Julia Khalil, Anna Kinsey, Vincenzo Lewis, Alexander Lindsay, Adam Laurie, Joseph Marchaza, Temperance Megary, Lacey Milo, Alexa Moss, Declan Murphy, Grace Olvera, Aaron O'Malley, Garrett Parkinson, Kevin Pastori, Jacob Prainer, Kelvin Rice, Madeline Ricotta, Anthony Ritz, Cooper Russo, Lila Sabo, Samuel Schreiner, Taylor Smola, Haley Stefan, Casey Stewart, Alexandra Tamura, Jillian Tucci, and Marcos Watson. Congratulations to all of our grade level recipients. And Mrs. Schreiner is going to return to start the academic excellence for GPA 3.8 through 3.99.
As we continue to celebrate the success of our students this evening, we would also like to highlight their exceptional academic achievements. It is our pleasure to recognize those at various grade levels who have demonstrated remarkable dedication to academics and a drive to succeed. This Academic Excellence Award is presented to students in grade 6 who have maintained a grade point average of 3.8 to 3.99 through the third grading period of the school year, and to students in grades 7 and 8 who have maintained a cumulative grade point average of 3.8 to 3.99 during their time at Memorial through the third grading period of the current school year. It is our pleasure to announce the recipients of this year's Academic Excellence Awards. We once again, that we please ask that you hold your applause until the last name in each grade level has been announced. Mason Farah, Isaac Wagner, Jacob Brady, Miranda Breach, John Brostel, Anna Bursby, Andre Dusman, H. Michael Gerbach, Sebastian Gill, Carson Harris, Samuel Jacobin, Lindsay Kilfoyle, Cameron Lowe, Peyton Libert, Aiden Lynch, Megan Majewski, Julian Marconi, James Morgan, Ishan Mundy, Maya Musla, Zachary Nutter, Logan Parker, Ian Party, Om Sai Patel, Gianna Piazza, Parker Platts, Adeline Race, Kevin Romberg, Catherine Sanchez, Lysias Schrodick, Madeline Squires, Lincoln Stump, Sarah Swigert, Gabriella Schweitzer, Callista Sable, Leonardo Trematosi, Evan Urbanic, Lincoln Zehe, congratulations to our 6th grade recipients. And now Mrs. Brown will announce our 7th grade recipients.
Hello again. All right, we'll start off again with Kaylin Alborn, Miles Anselmo, Martina Bajic, Marion Baumgardner, Caden Bauer, Julia Beal, Maxwell Billings, Eric Byro, Olivia Bittner, Catherine Bepley, Jacob Brocious, Dania Caldwell, Olivia Canatano, Ian Clark, Milana Colagros, Jackson Coleman, Desmond Cook, Zoe Coughlin, Lucas Crawley, Mason Crow, Callan Doherty, Grant Delomo, Patrick Dillon, Julia Engler, Colin Epp, Sadie Falvey, Dylan Fedor, Kyra Fern, Dominic Ferrado, Juliana Formica, Mackenzie Funk, Elena Gagliardi, Andrew Hackett, Brooklyn Hall, Brandon Hancock, Haley Jerpy, Deshawn Hopkins, Juliana Horgan, Mazen Ibrahim, Lucy Johnson, Manju Karunakar, Daniel Christo, Owen Lark, Colin Lloyd, Andrea Martinez Garcia, Riley McDonald, Kennedy McGarry, James McGinnis, Liam McGinty, Michaela McKnight, Elizabeth Miller, Emma Maloney, Adea Nadreo, Ella Newland, Adam Olver, Madeline Oskowski, Vincent Petrick, Cameron Picarillo, Genvi Rana, Jackson Rhodes, Cooper Rhodes, Yusuf Shahada, Liam Psycho, Nora Skopnowitz, Jake Stevenson, Braden Schuster, Benjamin Tackett, Shelby Tulare, John Van Huss, Peyton Willis, Mason Wills, Brenna Wurr, Charles Zagaric, and Sawyer Zussman. All right, and Mrs. Green will come back up for the 8th graders.
All right. For grade 8, we have Luca Barisic, Madeline Beaumier, Sydney Budziak, Ashley Berger, Braylon Callahan, Sean Castiglione, Gianna Collini, Marion Collins, Olivia Kahn, Caleb Cooper, Haley Cox, Olivia Craigs, Michelle Daniels, Lillian Danzy, Sarah Dawson, Nathan DeFlorio, Addison Dietrich, Ava DeMay, Gianni DeFlavio, Eric DeMattia, Thomas Drum, Sage Early, Jacob Fuller, Ava Godenschwager, Gavin Greggs, Kaylee Hall, Caleb Hawry, Abigail Hawley, Charlize Herman, Anavia Hobley Smith, Nora Howell, Aiden Jasinski, Nolan Jaron, Liam Kelly, Mallory Klingenberg, Joshua Konechka, Benjamin Lambert, Paxton Libert, Vincent Marino, Madeline McGill, Landon McKnight, Temperance Meggery, Chase Mino, Ella Mahela, Abram Miller, Alexis Moore, Alexa Moss, Bryn O'Neill, Abigail Ocorn, Krina Patel, Jalen Pearchin, Andrew Peterson, Jacob Petravoya, Joshua Polans, Morgan Povatial, Stephen Pushy, Riley Rinaldo, Holly Romberg, Kelvin Rice, Madeline Ricotta, Cooper Russo, Lila Sabo, Sophia Saver, Alex Shee, Marin Shields. Olivia Skillman. Janessa Smith. Connor Smith. Taylor Smola. Kira Stockman. Scarlett Stovall. Cedric Tiongson. Audrey Van Jura. And Connor Whitty. Congratulations to all of our recipients. And now Mrs. Schreiner will be back to start the presentation for academic excellence, GPA 4.0 and higher.
All right, we would now like to take this time to honor our students who have attained the highest level of academic excellence by earning a 4.0 or higher cumulative grade point average. This is an outstanding accomplishment that reflects an unparalleled level of dedication, hard work, and intellectual mastery. Students in grade 6 have met the criteria of maintaining a 4.0 grade point average for the first 3 quarters of the current school year, and students in grades 7 and 8 have maintained a cumulative grade point average of 4.0 or higher throughout their entire career at Memorial through the 3rd grading period of the current school year. This is no small feat and speaks volumes about the hard work, perseverance, and commitment of our honorees. Please join me and my fellow counseling colleagues as we recognize this year's 4.0 or higher academic excellence recipients. Burhan Akavali, Brielle Fretz, Natalie Clark, Emily Kogan, Ian Dewey, Lauren Isert, Cullen Fisher, Tommy Friend, Avery Gayan, Austin Golem, Elizabeth Grano, Emerson Green, Liam Hawry, Evan Heiss, James Hudson, Mariana Junquera, Ruby Kendall, Benjamin Kirk, Mia Kolar, Abigail McCord, Grayson McKinney, Kira Murphy, Colin Neal, Michael Wynn, Akshi Rana, Annette Richards, Samantha Spivak, Everett Szymanski Smith, Xavier Watson, Audrey West, Emma White, Madison Wilson, Ethan York, Aiden Seaman, Congratulations to our 6th grade recipients. And Mrs. Brown to announce our 7th grade students.
Michael Belviso, Catherine Booth, Olivia Butterfield, Matteo Carini, Charles Cienciola, Aubrey Cook, Avon Crasto, Bryn Crasto, Adelaide Kerwin, Aaron Savetikin, Sarah Dubois, Shafayan Asan, Haley Godick, Elena Gavora, Natasha Kledzik, Eleanor Noblock, Ella Kosher, Jillian Lewis, Ashlyn McKinney, Corbin Ott, Nevaeh Payerchin, Brianne Pollock, Rudra Rana, Samantha Samak, Maria Schwickerath, Mia Sextella, Reed Stuckert, Gabriella Tomic, Lorelei Trifoletti, and Madeline Underwood. And we'll invite Mrs. Green back up for 8th grade.
All right, grade 8, Madeline Caldwell. Elizabeth Clemens. Samantha Doherty. Jolene Duke. Emma Flowers. Madeline Gibbons. Noah Hope. Julia Khalil. McKenna Karchevsky. Tyler Keeper. Anna Kinsey. Trisha Kieran. Reese Layton. Paige Lieberg. Adam Lowry. Anthony Mancari. Joseph Marchaza. Salvatore Matteo. Ava Mahela. Lacey Milo. Declan Murphy. Jonathan Nybecker. Joshua Noby. Veda Novak.
Repolis Ogoronikas, Kevin Pastori, Carolyn Pavko, Guinevere Richards, Haley Stefan, Emily Swigert, Alexandra Tamura, Jillian Tucci, Marcos Watson, and Joanna Zhang. Congratulations, everyone. All right, I am going to stay up to present the Top Scholar Award. The Top Scholar is presented to students in 8th grade who have maintained the highest cumulative grade point average throughout their time at Memorial through the third grading period of their 8th grade year. This is certainly a remarkable achievement and one that should be recognized. It goes without saying that it's an accomplishment that takes hard work, dedication, and a commitment to excellence. Please join me in recognizing the 8th grade top scholars for the 2023-2024 school year. Madeline Caldwell, Elizabeth Clemens, Jolene Duke, Madeline Gibbons, Noah Hope, Tyler Keeper, Trisha Kieran, Daniel Knutson, Reese Layton, Adam Lowry, Anthony Mancari, Joseph Marchaza, Salvatore Matteo, Ava Mahela, Declan Murphy, Jonathan Nybecker, Joshua Noby, Veda Novak, Repolis Ogoronikas, Kevin Pastori, Caroline Pavko, Guinevere Richards, Emily Swigert, Alexandra Tamura, Jillian Tucci, Marcos Watson, and Joanna Zhang. Congratulations to the top scholars.
And one more award. In 8th grade, it's the Citizenship Award. So every spring, the Memorial staff is invited to nominate students from the 8th grade class to receive this annual award. The recipients of this prestigious award exemplify model students who demonstrate strong character traits and qualities in the areas of honor, service, loyalty, and leadership. The students are outstanding volunteers and give of themselves unselfishly and readily on many different occasions. They reveal an exceptional ability to step up and lend a helping hand when needed. The kind-hearted, generous actions and behaviors of these students demonstrate positive examples for their peers and the entire Memorial community. It is my pleasure to invite the following students to come forward and be acknowledged as the 2024 Memorial Citizenship Award recipients. Caleb Hari, Julia Khalil, and Taylor Smola. Congratulations. All right, next up is Mr. Jekyll, and he will be presenting the OHSAA Archie Griffith Athlete of the Year and the Most Athletic Awards.
Good evening. Memorial athletic teams had an outstanding 2023-24 school year. We have 15 athletic teams with 364 students participating that in total had an average GPA of 3.56. Along the way, they managed to win 5 Greater Cleveland Conference League championships. Congratulations to our 8th grade volleyball, 7th grade volleyball, boys cross country, girls cross country, and most recently our boys track team. Basically, we have a lot of smart kids who are very athletic. Also, I'd like to congratulate former Memorial and Mentor football player Nick Samak, who became the 7th Mentor High School football player to ever be drafted in the NFL draft. Our first award is named after Ohio State legend Archie Griffin and is called the Archie Griffin Sportsmanship Award. This year's award is given to a young woman and a young man who exemplify the character traits that we want all of our athletes to possess. This award is not limited to sportsmanship, but also character, work ethic, teamwork, coachability, pride, and leadership. They all have the attitude of, what can I do for the team, not what's in it for me. Simply put, these are the young men and young women we'd like our own kids to be like. Both of them are outstanding students, doing this not only in athletics, but also within the classroom. This year's winners of the Archie Griffin Sportsmanship Award are Scarlett Stovall and Chase Mino. The Student Athlete of the Year must have a GPA over 3.0 and also must be a 2-sport athlete. This year's winners had a lot of competition as we had many qualified student athletes. We decided on a young woman and a young man that not only met this criteria, but exceeded it. Our female recipient was a 2-sport standout where she excelled in volleyball and basketball, and she also has a 4.0 accumulative GPA. This year's winner is an individual who embodies the very essence of dedication, determination, and joy in sports. From the moment she stepped onto the volleyball court, it was evident that she possessed an unparalleled passion for any game that she played. Her unwavering commitment, excellence, coupled with an infectious enthusiasm, not only propelled her to new heights, but also ignited a fire within her teammates. Throughout the season, her relentless pursuit of greatness has served as a beacon of inspiration, pushing each member of the team to strive for their best. Whether it's her tireless work ethic during practice or her sheer joy, she just exudes during every match. She has shown us all what it means to play with heart and soul. Her approach to the game is not just about winning, it's also about embracing every moment with gratitude, spreading positivity, and fostering an environment where everyone can thrive. As we present her with this well-deserved honor, let us not only celebrate her individual achievements, but also recognize the invaluable impact she had on our team and the sport as a whole. Sorry about that, my pages got stuck. She works extremely hard and on an everyday basis takes feedback from coaches and puts it all together during the game to help her team towards victory. We look forward to watching her develop throughout her years in Mentor. It is my privilege to present this year's Female Student Athlete of the Year Award to Sam Doherty. Our male recipient was a 4-sport standout, 6 if you would actually include the 2 sports he doesn't play for Memorial, where he dominated on the course and on the track and also on the mat. He has a cumulative GPA of 3.952. He was selected as a team captain in both football and track. In football, he was one of our leading tacklers on defense and additionally a key part of the offense. He scored 17 touchdowns this past season to help our 8th grade team with a successful season. In basketball, he excelled on the court, especially on defense, where he was often tasked with guarding the opposing team's best player. He would lead by example, but also willing to be vocal when needed. Aside from his great athletic ability on the court, Cooper is an even better teammate. He was always encouraging and positive with his teammates and the first one to celebrate their accomplishments. Having an athlete like Cooper in the wrestling room was a coach's dream. When he had his free time, he came up and joined the wrestling team. As a wrestler, he showed natural ability and strength every time he stepped on the mat. With limited practice time, Cooper was able to place 3rd at the GCC individual tournament at 142 pounds. Throughout the year, Cooper contributed big wins in the dual meets. He was able to attend, helping his team to a 3rd place finish in the silver bracket of the West Geauga Reindeer Rumble. His work ethic is incredible and his motor doesn't ever stop. In track, he was a leader on and off the field as one of the Memorial's top shot and discus throwers, and a key contributor to a competitive 4x100 meter relay team, helping lead the boys track field team to multiple invitational team titles, as well as a team GCC championship. The combination of drive, determination, humbleness, and excellent academics will serve Cooper well as he transitions to high school athletics. I am looking forward to seeing what his outstanding student athlete will accomplish at the next level. Congratulations to this year's Male Student Athlete of the Year, Cooper Russo. We will now begin our departmental awards, and I'd like to have Mrs. Lang come up to present the Art Award.
Good evening, Memorial. What a pleasure it is to be here tonight to present the Art Department Award to an outstanding 8th grade fine arts student. Outside of school, I'm often asked, what grade level do you teach? When I say middle school, people say, whoa, that's a rough age. To which I say, these students are amazing. They're smart, critical thinkers, problem solvers, creative, talented, and it is so very hard to choose just one student to receive this award tonight. That said, the student being recognized this evening demonstrates all of those above attributes along with extraordinary talent, incredible work ethic, and mastery of art media. She consistently creates work that exceeds expectations. At the beginning of the school year, Veda became unhappy with the piece she was working on and literally ripped out a section of the drawing so she could replace it with something else. When I looked on in horror, she said, "Don't worry, Mrs. Lang, I've got this." And well, she did. After redoing that part of the drawing and inserting the new piece perfectly, it was clear she did indeed have this. Her vision and problem-solving skills clearly evident. Her drawing skills continue to amaze, as well as leading a substitute teacher to leave me a note saying her portrait drawings were so extraordinary, she had never seen drawings to this level before. Veda also has her sketchbook handy, creating art in and outside of the classroom, and was a huge part in painting this year's 8th grade class memorial in the cafeteria, which 8th graders will be signing tomorrow. Clearly, she's made her mark at Memorial. It is this incredible talent and passion for art that has made her tonight's recipient. So to Veda Novak, I not only say congratulations, but Veda, you've got this. I messed up. Next, we will welcome Ms. Taylor to the podium to announce the English Department Award. Sorry.
Good evening, everyone. It's wonderful to see so many of you here to celebrate these remarkable young people. My name is Megan Taylor, and I teach 8th grade English at Memorial Middle School. It's hard to believe, but this week will conclude my 13th year of teaching, 9 of which have been spent here in Menor schools. And in that time, I've had the privilege of teaching approximately 1,300 students, all of whom have their own unique interests and talents. And this can certainly be said of the individual I'm here to honor tonight. This student's variety of musical, academic, and athletic aptitudes could qualify her for any number of awards. However, it is her exceptional skills in reading comprehension, in writing, and critical thinking that distinguished Temperance Megry for this year's English Department Award. Looking back, Tempe's enthusiasm for learning was evident since our first day of class together. I recall telling the 8th graders that I would be collecting their summer reading assignment the next day, and amid many groans from some of the classmates, Tempe seemed eager to discuss her views on these characters and their journeys. When taking part in discussions about our book, Fahrenheit 451, she was often the first to ask questions or share meaningful insight about the book. Tempe's end of the unit project, by the way, for Fahrenheit 451 was incredible. The connections she made to the themes of Fahrenheit were thoughtful, and it was apparent she had put in an incredible amount of effort for her final project there. Tempe even earned a round of applause from her classmates. So it's one thing to impress your teacher, but it's something entirely different to get the praise from your peers, which she does regularly. In addition to her academic abilities, Tempe is a remarkably kind young woman. Her strong sense of community and care for others have helped to make our classroom a better place on the daily. As a teacher, I want to thank Tempe for pushing herself in her academic pursuits. As a member of this community, I want to thank her for her admirable character. I feel fortunate to have been part of her educational journey, and I can't wait to see what she accomplishes in high school and in the years to come. I know it will be exceptional. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in recognizing this year's English Department Award recipient, Temperance Megry. We would like to welcome Mrs. Van Kuren for our Family Consumer Sciences Award.
Good evening. My name is Lisa Van Kuren, and I'm a proud member of the Family and Consumer Science team at Memorial. In Family and Consumer Sciences, we cover content and communication, leadership, career exploration, basic financial application, and mastering nutrition and cooking basics. Every year, I'm challenged to choose only one student who exemplifies a passion for my subject. Out of my last 10 years of teaching, much like my colleagues have expressed, this was the hardest choice that I have had to make. As I deliberated over my many options, one student stood out amongst the rest as showing the most personal growth in my content areas. This student I would have described as polite and respectful at the start of semester, but mainly quiet and reserved. Those former attributes did not change as the semester wore on, but what I did notice was an increased confidence, excitement, and bravery in getting outside of their comfort zone. This student, despite their nerves, held their head high, spoke clearly, and gave well-formulated answers during our roundtable interviews with 2 administrators, our school board president, and 2 long-standing Memorial staff members. They persevered through weeks of frustration with knots to complete a stunning hand-embroidered patch, and they used their normally quiet voice to delegate tasks and run their kitchen like a professional when acting as head chef during an advanced cooking lab experience. All of these things alone would have made them a great choice for this department award, but the real thing that set them apart was their application of their classroom experiences into their real life. Every week for months, this student would tell me about what they were cooking at home, sometimes even bringing me a small sample to try. Don't worry, I had my mind made up before that happened. And I would watch their face light up as they told me about how they problem solved through failed batches and tried new flavor profiles. That brightness and passion for bringing a smile to others through food reminded me that sometimes the best way to someone's heart is through their stomach. I know this student will go on to make a big impact on those around them, whether it's with their baked goods or just their ability to make the world shine brighter because they're in it. It is my immense pleasure to present the Family and Consumer Sciences Department Award to Libby Clemens. It is my pleasure to welcome up Ms. Lorber for the French department.
Hi, my name is Sophia Lorber. It is my 2nd year teaching here. No, I'm not a student who just snuck on stage. I do in fact work here. And it is my honor tonight to announce this year's French Award. As it is only my 2nd year, I find that this year is already more of a challenge to choose a student than it was last year. Last year we had a class of 24 students. This year we had 2 classes. So it was exciting to pick someone, but it was also very difficult. And my students have been harassing me for weeks about who I'm going to choose. I told them I'm not telling you. And it is really hard to choose because, again, I've got 2 classes and everyone thinks, oh, it's because, like, you choose the one who's the best at the language, right? No. And, okay, you're going to choose the one who, like, is the least annoying. No. Well, probably yes, but no. Multiple things. So what goes into, like, how I choose the student who receives this award? It is not just about, going with the flow in the classroom and academic excellence, but being an inquisitive learner, being a good community member. The student that I want to award tonight has asked questions that, like, other people haven't asked. Like, actually pays attention to what she's seeing and, like, wants to know more about it, which is always something that a teacher wants to see. They want to see a genuine interest in the subject matter. This student has shown tolerance, and believe me, in my classrooms, tolerance is very much needed. I won't go into that. A lot of patience. And the student has shown a good attitude all year. There are students who start off strong and then taper off by the end, but this student has shown exemplary qualities all year long, and of course has shown academic excellence. So again, it wasn't an easy pick, but this student has remained a role model for the entire class for the entire year in all aspects, be it academic, community member, and attitude. So tonight, I am pleased to give this award to Ava Gonschwager. with that, I am going to pass the mic off to Frau Krieks, the German teacher here at Memorial.
Guten Abend, meine Damen und Herren. Tonight I'm thrilled to speak about one of my outstanding German 1 students, Temperance Maggery. Tempe, would you please come and join me on stage? Tempe has truly excelled in her first year of learning German. As an 8th grader in our small but very talented class, Tempe has consistently demonstrated a remarkable dedication to her studies. From day one, Tempe has stood out for her high level of motivation and preparedness. She comes to class every day ready to engage with the material, and her inquisitive nature drives her to ask insightful questions that deepen her understanding of the German language. Her diligence is evident in her exceptional note-taking, both during in-class and on her own time, which allows her to grasp complex concepts with ease. Tempe's active participation in class discussions and activities sets a positive example for her peers. She collaborates seamlessly with her classmates, contributing to a supportive and productive learning environment. Her ability to articulate her thoughts in German, whether in writing essays or in conversations, showcases her impressive command of the language. What truly sets Tempe apart is her willingness to help others. She not only understands the material thoroughly, but also explains it to her peers with clarity and patience. This quality not only reflects her mastery of German, but also her kindness and generosity as a person. In conclusion, Tempe's enthusiasm, hard work, and collaborative spirit make her a remarkable student and a joy to teach. I'm confident that she will continue to achieve great success in her language studies and beyond. It's my great pleasure to present tonight's German 1 Award to Tempe Maggery. Herzlichen Glückwunsch, Tempe. And it's my pleasure, Prof. Sable is going to present the Spanish 1 Award.
Hola, buenas tardes a todos. Good evening, everyone. I am thrilled to be here to celebrate our outstanding Spanish students. This was not an easy task. This year we have 2 students because it truly was impossible to decide. I really tried. I took the decision process to the very last possible moment, thinking something would make the decision more clear, but nothing could take away from either of these fine students. They are both absolutely phenomenal. It is an honor to recognize and tell you a little bit about these 2 exceptional students as they make their way up to the stage. Veda Novak and Rapolis Ogorodnikas. Come on up, and I'm going to keep saying some nice things about you. Veda and Rapolis have both shown a great commitment to learning Spanish, consistently using the language in class and seeking every opportunity to improve. And their curiosity and respect for the language and its culture are always evident. They have proven to be inquisitive learners, always asking intelligent questions, making great observations, and showing a love and respect for the nuances of the language. Successful language learners immerse themselves fully, take risks, and are willing to make mistakes. They were simply always willing to try, no matter what. Their passion for Spanish extends beyond the classroom, like listening to music and writing outside of class. Their peers also recognize their efforts and ability. In a reflection survey given to the Spanish students during class, Herapolis and Veda were each mentioned most often by their classmates as someone whom the others respect and admire most in their class. These 2 students exemplify the best of language learning with their dedication, curiosity, and their love for the language. I'm proud to honor Veda and Rapolis as our two outstanding Spanish students this year. And now we'll see Mr. Jekyll again with Phys Ed Awards.
All right. Before I get started, I want to say what a great person our award winner is. She is mature beyond her years. This award is given to someone who exemplifies what it means to be hardworking, motivated, and a caring student. This student went above and beyond each project in health class. Her projects, which I will be using as examples to come for many years for my other classes, so they will actually know exactly what I want from those projects. Some of our projects were group projects. She would decide that not only would she do the group project, but she also wanted to do a separate project on her own because she wanted to learn more about that particular topic. She was willing to collaborate with other students, share her own experiences, and brainstorm ways to impact the future. Every day, she would participate in class discussions, ask questions to not only help herself understand the content better, but also help others in the class. I am excited to present Julia Khalil with the Health Student of the Year Award. Congratulations, Julia. And up next, I'd like to bring up Mr. McMurtry for the Band Award. I am sorry, Mrs. Shore for the Math Award.
That's okay. It is my pleasure to present this year's Middle School Math Department Award to an exceptional student who has demonstrated not only remarkable math skills, but also an inspiring dedication and enthusiasm for learning. This student's teacher this year is actually at the high school, but Ms. Fisher has these things to say about our recipient, Alex Tamura. If you'll come up here and join me on stage. Alex is among a select group of 8th graders who are taking an honors geometry class at the high school this year. It is not uncommon for Alex to stay after class to finish the challenge question she was working on when the bell so rudely interrupted her. And by finish, I mean not just talk about what she would have done to finish it. She writes out a complete, thorough, and beautiful solution. Alex also spends time rewriting her notes. They are a masterpiece. She is meticulous in her work and thorough in her studying, often making connections and thinking beyond what we have done in class. Alex is an active presence in the classroom and helps her classmates make sense of math as well. At any point during class, I know that whatever group Alex is part of is not only doing exemplary work, they are having fantastic math conversations to ensure everyone understands the math and feels like they have contributed to the group's work. Alex is very persistent. While other students are quick to put their hand up when they get stuck and ask for help, she thrives on a challenge and will continue to work at something until she gets it. She is not afraid to try multiple different solution methods and revise her thinking as needed. Her determination and positive attitude, even at 7:15 a.m. before the middle school day actually starts, is admirable. She's ambitious and excited for the next challenge, whatever that may be. I myself had Alex in my 7th grade honors math class when she was in 6th grade, and I can echo Ms. Fisher's sentiments. Alex was an absolute pleasure to teach. It is no doubt that her passion for learning has contributed to her advanced math skills. She was one of those students who enjoyed a complex problem that took skill and determination. But even more than that, I've enjoyed talking with Alex and learning about her life outside of school. Even in the 2 years since I've had her, Alex still comes to visit me to give me the highlights of her days and weekends. I have no doubt that Alex will carry not only her math skills into her time at the high school and beyond, but also her kind, enthusiastic, and humble demeanor. I know she will do great things, and I can't wait to hear all about them. Congratulations, Alex.
next, we actually have Mr. McMurtry doing the band award.
As band director, I am fortunate to have a job that allows me the chance to make music each and every day with vibrant young musicians of our band program. These kids are all truly amazing, and they work hard to make our band better in their own ways. And I can't thank each of them, many of whom are being honored tonight, enough for their contributions. It is my privilege to be their teacher. And now it is my job to acknowledge just one of these students with the Band Department Award. I would like to call to the stage Marcos Watson. Marcos is a student who lives and breathes music. When he enters the band room each day, he does so with a desire to create beautiful sounds, to rehearse with intensity, and to set an example for his classmates. Marcos plays the clarinet with skills that are extremely well developed for his age, and his musical intellect is among the strongest I have seen in my career. He is expressive and intuitive in how he performs, and he puts in the work, so to speak. Because he walks the walk, and because he's a good person, Marcos has developed credibility with his peers, which allows him to be a leader they will follow. He serves our group not only as band president, but more importantly as an example of how to do things the right way. In addition to performing in the Memorial Symphonic Band, Marcos has played saxophone and guitar in our jazz band. He has a bright future as a member of the Menor Choirs, and he has performed with the OMEA District Honors Band twice, the Blizzard Youth Winds, and is an active participant in solo and ensemble contests on his instrument and voice. He is also a budding young composer. I am so proud of Marcos, and I look forward to watching him leave his mark on the music department at Menor High School. I know he will do great things. Congratulations. And now Mr. Colma will present the choir award.
This year, the Menor Public Schools has been named a Best Community for Music Education, one of just 60 schools in the state. Our students have the opportunities they have because of the support they receive from our school board and our school district. I am thankful I am an alum of this department and that I've been able to work in this department for the last 32 years. I can't do that kind of math to know how many kids I've taught. The one constant throughout those years has been the dedication to excellence that the students bring to the program each and every year. This year's choir award winner has demonstrated that commitment to excellence at a very high level. This year's choir department award goes to Miss Julia Khalil. Julia was a 3-year choir member. She's been elected as a section leader and has been our librarian for the last 3 years. She was a 2-year member of our chamber ensemble, participated in the OMEA District 7 Honors Choir, and she prepared a solo for the OMEA Solo Ensemble Contest in both 7th and 8th grade. She performed a specialty act solo at all 3 of her spring concerts. She also participated in our school musical this year. As active as she has been in the choir department at Memorial, what sets her apart is her constant desire to work to become a better musician and singer, and to do what's best for our choirs at Memorial. Julie is someone I could always count on to go the extra mile. For 3 years, it has been obvious she has valued singing in her life. I know she will continue to do amazing things on this very stage. Congratulations, Julia. Next up is Ms. Driscoll to present the Orchestra Award.
The Memorial Orchestra Award is given to a student who demonstrates all of the qualities of an exceptional musician. First, they have dedicated a large amount of time to their instrument. Second, they are a leader during and outside of class. Finally, they are an excellent role model for other orchestra members. This year, I am pleased to give the Memorial Orchestra Award to Noah Hope. Noah began playing the bass in orchestra in 6th grade. He showed immediate talent for the instrument and quickly mastered every single skill that we gave him. He continued to grow as a musician in 7th and 8th grade and is currently one of the best bass players we have ever had at Memorial. In addition to upright bass, Noah plays guitar and electric bass. He joined the Memorial Jazz Band and has quickly become a valued member of that group as well. Noah has taken private lessons, played in our auditioned chamber group, performed at solo and ensemble. More importantly than all of that, though, Noah is the perfect example of what it means to be in orchestra. He works hard every day and has a deep love for music. He holds his peers to a high standard while still being extremely kind and patient. Noah, I hope you continue making music, and I will miss you so much. Congratulations, and I wish you the best of luck next year. I would like to welcome Mr. Jekyll for the 3rd time to deliver the PE Award.
This is the last time, I promise. This year's Physical Education Award is going to 2 very deserving individuals who on a daily basis went above and beyond. And unfortunately for me, they were in Mrs. Zuccaro's class. Both these students display an exceptional athletic ability in class and a daily commitment to hard work. They not only excel themselves, but uplift, motivate, and are always extending a helping hand to those around them. They are shining examples of what sportsmanship and leadership should look like. As they continue on their journey ahead, I know they are equipped with the work ethic, character, and leadership to shine brightly in all that is to come in their future. Thank you for being incredible students. These things keep on sticking. And congratulations, I proudly present Bryn O'Neill and Sam Schreiner with our Physical Education of the Year Award. I'm going to double check this so I don't screw this one up again. So I'd like to call up Mr. Knapp for the Science Award.
First off, I want to thank everyone for coming out this evening, as well as congratulate all the award recipients tonight. Your hard work this year is really, truly shown. And I'm very, very proud to, one, teach at Memorial, but have the opportunity to meet unbelievable children like yourselves. I'm here tonight on behalf of the Science Department to present the Science Department Award. This award goes to 2 students who have achieved great success in science throughout their entire middle school years, as well as shown passion for the subject of science. The kind of passion that leads students to hunger for more of an understanding as well as knowledge. The drive that changes the questions from, when will we ever need to use this in our lives, to, why wouldn't you want to learn about this? The passion that has drawn these students to move into higher levels of science in this upcoming school year, opting to skip 9th grade science class and take an honors 10th grade science class next year at the high school, along with looking into specific fields of science when thinking about future career paths. This award is more than overall performance within a grade book. If this award was solely about getting a good grade in your science class, then just about every single one of you here would be just as deserving of this award. This award goes to individuals who throughout this year have stepped up and become leaders within our classrooms. Individuals who through all group activities and projects have helped other students achieve the same level of success. This is an attest to the kind of leadership and character these 2 individuals exhibit. In the field of science, understanding goes beyond whether or not you can achieve well on tests and quizzes, but how well you can apply what you are learning to a real-world setting. Both of these students throughout the year have demonstrated this understanding and the desire to learn the subject, not just to continue to do well in school, but further their understanding of the world around them. When trying to choose between the many great individuals that we have here at Memorial Middle School, it was difficult to narrow down to just one single individual. When selecting these two individuals, you look at the accolades that bring them to the table, and it is an absolute no-brainer. Both of them are far deserving of this award. Each of these individuals led their Science Olympiad teams to great deals of success this year, taking top honors in events such as anatomy, ecology, reach for the stars, forestry, fossils, disease detectives, and optics. Their achievements alone with these events would seem pretty spectacular, but in addition to the success that they brought, one of them plans on coaching next year as a freshman at the high school on the Science Olympiad team. The other of those individuals coached this year as an 8th grader on the Science Olympiad team in an event that was too intimidating for any parents to volunteer and for coaches themselves to volunteer to coach. She coached this one by herself, which shows the leadership qualities that she has. I'm very proud to have had the opportunity to have worked with these students here at Memorial, and I look forward to seeing what's in store for them in their future at Mentor High School and the years beyond. So without further ado, it's with great pleasure that I announce this year's Science Department Awards to Emily Swigert and Joseph Marchaza. Up next, we'll welcome Mrs. Posner to present the Social Studies Award.
Good evening, everybody. Each year, the social studies teachers at Memorial get together and discuss potential candidates for the Social Studies Department Award. This award is not something taken lightly. It is not just awarded to the student with the best grade or the highest test scores. Those, of course, play a part, but a lot more goes into the decision-making process. We discuss traits such as character, integrity, classroom leadership, and willingness to go above and beyond what is asked. We also consider students who show genuine interest and passion for history. All of these criteria are used because, as a staff, we feel these are essential qualities for the recipient of this award and that person should possess. The issue we faced this year was the number of students who met these criteria. You should be congratulated for making our decisions so difficult. However, as we discussed further, one student's name kept coming up and eventually rose to the top of the list. This student was a constant participant in class, always on time and willing to help me. U.S. history was a new core subject for me at the beginning of the year. This student guided me to ensure I was ready for the day and assisted me with any technical issues that I might have been having. There were a few along the way. This student never settled for less than best work. Even if an A was received, if this student felt the quality could be better, the test or quiz was retaken. Most students would be satisfied with receiving an A. The student wanted more. This student had an insatiable desire to always do better. This student had a deep interest in history. He attended parent-teacher conferences, not to discuss anything classroom related, but to tell me he had been researching his ancestry and was able to trace it back to the Mayflower. Please join me in congratulating this year's recipient of the Social Studies Department Award, Joshua Noby. And now it is my honor to introduce my colleague, Mr. Brian Banks.
Hello and good evening. I'm Brian Banks, representing the Technology Education Department. And I'd like to present the award for that department to a very deserving student that I've had the pleasure to work with during his last year memorial. Our department award this year honors Ryan Buck. Ryan, come on up. Ryan was in my green architecture class during the first semester this year, and I could tell fairly soon that he and I were going to get along well. He was the first to arrive each day for class, never late, and always ready to get to the day's work. Ryan always liked to strike up a conversation, and after a couple weeks, I could tell that we had some common ground. Throughout his 3 years at Memorial, Ryan has consistently earned high grading marks in all of our courses, with his best effort on every assignment and activity. As a sixth grader, Ryan excelled in Mrs. Rose's robotics and design class. In seventh grade, Ryan chose Mr. Andler's flight and space class, and Mrs. Rose and Mr. Andler were also in agreement that Ryan should be this year's recipient of the award. When I asked Mr. Andler to comment on Ryan's work in his class, he said, "Ryan is the epitome of a model student in a tech ed class, and on a daily basis, he worked hard and was very enthusiastic about each and every project that he worked on. His enthusiasm and positive attitude were contagious among his peers. I'm so proud he's receiving this award tonight." It was a pleasure to work with Ryan in my class this year as well. Every assignment, activity, and project was completed on time with his best effort, and he had no late assignments. Our final activity in the class was to construct a scale model of a backyard shed, and Ryan's was perfect. There's no doubt that given the materials, a set of plans, and a little assistance, Ryan could go to work on building a full-size structure with no problems. In addition to his excellent work in class, Ryan has always been polite and respectful while modeling a high level of maturity. I'd like to thank and recognize his parents for instilling these qualities along with his work ethic. For our growth plans each year, teachers choose one aspect of teaching to focus on for the year. This year, I chose the element understanding student interests and backgrounds. I decided to make a greater effort to learn a little more about my students on a more personal level. With my classes, I planned some activities that would help me to work on this element, but I found that just having some quick conversations with students was the best way to get to know them better. Ryan was one of my students that helped me with the goal this year. During the last quarter, Ryan knew that I was headed out to bus duty most days, and he would meet me in my classroom at the end of the day to walk out and chat for a bit while waiting on the buses. I really enjoyed our time spent talking about what was going on in our lives, our plans for the evening, and our plans for the future, as well as our personal interests. It turns out we have some similar likes and dislikes. Ryan, I've enjoyed our time working together and getting to know you throughout the year. I hope you'll stay in touch and let me know what path you choose through high school and beyond. Congratulations on a great middle school career, and I hope that your upcoming high school years are both enjoyable and memorable, and I have no doubt that you'll be successful. Congratulations. And now we have Mrs. Blackburn with some parting words of wisdom.
Let me move this down.
Tonight is an evening of celebration. Students, you are being recognized for your excellence in the classroom. Many of you have reached this day through hours of hard work, studying, balancing numerous activities, and your love of learning. Continue to strive to be the best version of you. Your journey may not always be easy, but the universe is yours to conquer. I commend you for your determination, and I can't wait to see what you achieve. Parents, tonight we celebrate your child, or children in some cases. Thank you for trusting us in their education and for your support throughout the year. These students would not be here tonight without you. Thank you. I would also like to take this opportunity to celebrate the staff at Memorial. Like any production, a huge effort goes on behind the scenes in educating our students. Our Memorial teachers are truly exceptional. I am privileged to work with such a dedicated team each and every day. A special thank you goes to Mr. Banks, Mrs. Banks, Mrs. Parker, and Mrs. Posner, who are retiring this year. Thank you for positively impacting the lives of thousands and thousands of students throughout your careers. And last, thank you for the students before me. It has been our pleasure to work with you during your middle school journey. Students, take ownership of your education. Try hard in everything that you do. Take risks. Be willing to fail because we all learn from our mistakes. Push yourselves. You've done that successfully this year, but don't stop. Be a beyonder, a person who doesn't settle, but instead continues to strive to be their personal best. Continue your quest for greatness. Your family, teachers, and friends are here to support you. Thank you for coming tonight and drive home safely. Take care.